Hey there, yay, here we are. Hey everyone, it's Jenny Fennig here. Thanks so much for being with me today. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this. It's like a action-packed video webinar combo type deal. It's part video, it's part training. I'm gonna be answering questions and I hear ya. Am I breaking up?
Yep.
Okay, well, I will, let's pray to the video gods. Let's pray to the video gods. Can you hear me okay now?
Yep. I gotta mute myself too, so you can't hear me.
Thanks so much for hear you. Okay, awesome. That's Darcy in the background. She is my operations manager, and we are rocking and rolling on this, technical party for today's Hangout. So we are using Google Hangout for this. The page that you're seeing is it's through a technology called Lead Pages. So you can see the video there. You can see there's a chat feature underneath. I have kind of lots of things going on in my space. So I'm just gonna pull this computer over to me. So I'm really psyched to be here. Welcome. Today we are going to be looking at, and I'm going to be teaching you what I know about tools and skills that every transformational coach must master. I wanted to put together this training webinar because I see so many people out there wanting to be coaches, perhaps calling themselves coaches, but not really knowing what coaching is all about. Someone just muted me. Okay, so I'm hoping that the technology is going to cooperate with us today. Sometimes we do really well, and sometimes we have to deal with challenges. So I'm here to help you. And before we get started, I want to hear who you are. On the chat feature below, I see you all, connecting in. I want to know where you're connecting in from. Tell me who you are. Just type. Say, hey, this is Susie from Idaho, whatever. I want to hear who you are, where you're from, so that I can say hello to you. All right, so let's see where everyone's connecting in from all around the world before we get our journey going. So just type in the chat box below. Let me see who you are. Let me see who you are. Go ahead, who are you? Type in there, because we are doing this together. This is a joint effort. This is a collective team effort. So tell me who you are. Yay, sounds good, cool. Julia's here. Julia is gonna be an amazing student in my Gutsy Coach Training School. Hey, Julia, Central Pennsylvania, awesome. Renee from Portland, Oregon. Hey, Renee. She's in my Live Your Dream Challenge course. And Renee, congratulations. I saw your share about some major traction that you're making. Really proud of you. I'm psyched to see the progress that you've made in 5 short weeks. It's pretty spectacular, isn't it? When you get focused and get clear. Cool. Beth. Hey, Beth. Woo, from Canada. Beth. I hope we get to work together. Trish from Long Island. Wonderful. Keep it coming. Those of you who are connecting in, let me know where you're from. Let me know who you are so I can say hi. It helps me. It's like I'm pretending that we're in this, giant room together, and I want to be able to know who you are. I want to see your face. Yay! Cool. Joy is so excited. Awesome. All right, cool. So those of you who just connecting in, just type in there. Nicole from Burlington. Is this Nicole Dunn, who knows Beth? If so, that is so cool. I think it might be. That's my intuitive sense. I love it. Well, so great to have you here. This is awesome. Okay, cool. So again, we're going to say a prayer that technology cooperates. When we use technology, we can be super excited about it, but then we can also have to be flexible because sometimes it's not a totally clean connection. And we're using Google Hangout for this because I wanted to be able to mix in video, like me talking directly to you, as well as the training, as well as slides. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm the type of person who takes chances. I'm the type of person who really wants to connect in the most powerful way possible. And this is what I think we need, okay? So again, welcome those of you who are just who are just connecting in. Super psyched to be here. I see the comments rolling in. Yay, it is that same Nicole. Nicole came to Alchemy. Beth came to Alchemy. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I know a lot of you here, but some of you, if you haven't chimed in yet and you haven't had a chance to connect, please let me know who you are. I like to know my peeps. And yeah, Julia, I'm hosting a webinar on lead pages. Yeah, I know. So there's lots of different technologies and things like that. And I'm going to be sharing some of that in future trainings that we do. And then especially those of you who join with me for my new coach training school. It's called the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. I'll tell you more about that during our time together today, because we are in open enrollment for our inaugural class. So I definitely want to, put that word out there that we are looking for amazing students. We have space for those of you who are ready to become coaches, who are ready to become successful coaches, not just coaches who call yourself coaches, but ones who actually know how to structure sessions, how to create packages. I just had a really great session today with one of my clients who is doing awesome things in the world. She's a nutritionist, a trained nutritionist, but really wants to get more into the coaching world, health coaching, and she has so much to offer. And we just dove deep into helping her create packages. She had never done that before. She wasn't trained in that in her nutrition studies. And I was helping her talk about the power that would happen if somebody was to connect with her for at least a 3-month engagement, just the results that could be achieved, to have that kind of a collaboration, to help her tease out what that would be, to give structure to it, to come up with some pricing that she could bring forward into the world. So it's awesome stuff, and most coaches just don't know a lot of this, and most people who are thinking about becoming coaches, they just, you haven't been down this road before. So I've been down the road before. I'm coming together for this webinar, for this training, to tell you what I've learned and to make an invitation to you to go deeper with me and some of the other gals who've already said yes to the Get Gutsy Coach Training School, to really know how to become a coach and have the option to get certified as well. So we're going to have an amazing time together. I'd say we're going to go about 75 minutes today. We'll see how it all shakes out. I actually have a client call at 90 minutes in, so I definitely have to be off for that. Today is my client day, and this is a tip that I'm going to just something when people work closely with me, they realize this. I am a master at organizing my time, and today is one of the 2 days of the month where I have my private coaching going on. That's right, 2 days a month. It wasn't like this when I first got started, but where I am in my journey now, I have 2 solid days a month where I have lots of private calls, and then I can have something like this built in as well. And then the rest of the days of the month, I'm doing interviews. I'm doing a lot of writing because I love to write. I'm doing content creation, marketing, just really touching as many lives as I can with my message. And the way that I've been able to structure my schedule is crucial, and something that I love being able to teach my clients how to do, because you really, all you have when you're an entrepreneur and when you're a coach is your time. Okay, time is money. And so we've got to get super good with how we invest our time, and I want to help you do that. Okay, so today, this is all for you. Drop into this moment, really be here with me. Don't worry about anything else going on around you. Don't worry about what happened before, what's going to happen later. Just be here in this space. This is going to be powerful. I promise you that. During our time together, we'll have time for questions. So if things are coming up, during the talk that I'm giving, just type it into the chat feature. I will pop in there when I can. I really want to answer your specific questions. If it's related to your business, related to your work, related to what you think you might want to be doing, your clients, a package, some tools, let me know. I will do my best to answer those questions. And then, of course, as we get into talk about the training itself, my coach training school, if you have specific questions about that, I'm happy to answer those. And then I'm happy to get on the phone with you, those of you who are going to apply to be a student in the school. I'm happy to do that. We have applications, and then you can let us know if you want to get on the phone with me, and I would love to be able to do that with you to answer any specific questions that we don't cover on the page for the school. Okay, so that is that. Woo! I'm excited. All right, I'm just checking my chat over here. And then if there's any tech stuff that comes up, if you're having any issues seeing things or whatever, just type in there. My operations manager, her name is Darcy, and her handle in the chat feature is Your Savvy VA. So she's really good with all that. She's here. She's behind the scenes. You're not going to hear her, but if there's anything that comes up, we can get in touch with Darcy, and she's all good to go. She's all good to go. She's been doing this for me for a long time, many, many years. We've been collaborating, and she's really great with all the tech stuff. She has strengths that I don't have. And that is something crucial as you're building your coaching work and just your business. You know, those of you who want to be positioned as coaches in the world, I'm positioned as a coach. But I also have other hats. You know, I'm a writer. Now I'm a best-selling author. I mean, dream come true. That happened earlier this year. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm all these things. And I have strengths, and then I have weaknesses. I have things that I'm not good at or I don't enjoy doing. And so I have someone like Darcy, who I've really just brought into this operational role. She handles all this tech stuff, like the links and the this and the setting it up. And I don't want to do that. I'm pretty smart. I can figure out some stuff, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So a big hallmark of working with me or having me as your coach and your teacher and your guide is that I'm really hardcore about that. Helping you, get to a certain point and then letting you know, okay, we got to hire out for that. And there's people you can find who are really, really affordable. All right. So I like to start my trainings with some internal centering time. Okay, I know that you've got a lot on your plate. I know that life is full. I mean, most of the women who work closely with me, they come into my courses, to my events, they want to work with me. They have full lives. I have a full life. I think that's why we're attracted to each other, right? We want to live this juicy life. And sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming, can't it? When you just think about, oh my gosh, I have all these things that needs to happen before like tomorrow, can get a little taxing, get a little, how's this going to work? So let's go inside. Let's go inside. I invite you to center, okay? We're going to take some deep breaths together because this is the truth. This is your truth. This is the magic. Just as long as you're in a safe place and you can close your eyes, you can come into your breathing. You can focus on your heartbeat and the fact that you are breathing. What a gift. What a gift. Another one of my clients today let me know that she works in a capacity where she has a number of clients she serves, and one of those clients had a hard time breathing today, and she had to go with that client to the emergency room. That's a real issue, okay? So right now, revel in the fact that you can breathe. You can breathe easily. You can breathe joyfully. You can breathe. You're connected to the earth. You're supported by Mother Earth. And you, dear, beautiful soul, you, in fact, have a calling here. You have work that you came here to do. You have an assignment to fulfill. You have a mission. You have a mission to help those people you are here to serve. Your people need you right now. They need your magic. They need that brilliance that you have cultivated through experience, through trials and tribulations, through education, through making decisions, through making mistakes, through making moves, through making love, through making. You are here to do something significant. And if you are ready to call yourself coach with courage, confidence, authenticity, leadership, if you are ready to work with clients who are so thrilled to have you in their corner, take a deep breath with me and know this. You can do this. You can do this. And I'm here to help you. Put your hands on your heart. Feel your heart. And now I invite you to bring your hands into prayer position and start rubbing your hands vigorously back and forth. Start rubbing your hands vigorously. Rubbing, rubbing, rubbing. Just rubbing as fast as you can, as powerfully as you can. Rub them, rub them, rub them. Nice. And then pull them apart slowly, just about 2 inches apart. Can you feel that energy coursing through your hands? That energy, it's like an energy ball that you're holding in your hands. Do you feel that? That is magic that you're holding in your hands. That is your energy. That is our energy that we're creating together. And that is the energy that I'm going to help you harness to change the world in the way that only you can. If your eyes aren't already open, I invite you to open them now. Coming back into this time and space, really feeling where you are. Feeling the infinite possibilities that we're creating together. Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for, I totally felt like we were all in the same room right then. It was awesome. It was totally, totally awesome. Woo! So yeah, let's do this thing. Let's hold that. And I'd love to hear in the chat just one word to describe how you're feeling right now. It'd be cool to just hold that as we soldier on together. So if you just want to type one word as a result of that centering exercise that we did and just coming together like that, that'd be really cool. So when you get a moment, you can hop on over and do that. And the tool that I just used with you, because today's webinar is all about skills and tools. That tool was like a combination of meditation, guided visualization. It's really a yogic tool that I developed when I trained to become a certified yoga teacher several years ago. And tools like that, energy work like that, centering, are really powerful to use in your coaching relationships and your coaching partnerships with clients. So no matter what kind of coaching you're doing, if you're working straight up with, corporations, life coaching, business coaching, career coaching, I have found that no matter my audience, and I've coached a lot of different types of people, no matter my audience, that type of tool is so welcome, is so powerful. Not everyone has done that before or even really knows how to use it. And so if that's something that you already have as a skill or are open to learning more about, I promise you that centering and the coming inside is a tool that will be very, very appreciated by your clients. And those of you who've been working with me for a number of years and have seen, what I'm all about, that those are the kinds of tools that I bring into the mix. It's really, really awesome. So again, welcome those of you who we've known each other. You know who I am. This is Jenny Fennig. Welcome to this training workshop today. Really, it's a workshop, and we're mixing video with some slides and then your questions. And we're focused on those skills and tools that every transformational coach must master. And I know a lot of you, because you've chimed in, I'm like, oh, I know you, but if we've never met before, welcome. You can put your name and where you're from in the chat feature below this video, and we can check you out and say hello. All right. Just briefly on my story, just some highlights, and then for those of you who don't know me that well, or who do but want to know even more, I suggest that you check out my blog post series. And those of you who are really serious about making it as a coach, because I've been writing this multi-part blog post series called The Making of a Coach. And the most recent post just went up, I want to say yesterday. So you can go to my website at jennyfennig.com, and you'll see on the homepage, Making of a Coach Part 4. And you can click on that, and then you'll see the links to parts 1, 2, and 3 of that blog post series. And I am getting super detailed about how I've created my business as a coach. It has not been a straight line. There's been lots of investment, lots of learning, lots of trial and error. But the abridged version is that back in 2008, I chose to get certified as a coach through a great training program. I learned how to be a coach. I mean, it was so fantastic. But what I learned quickly thereafter was that learning how to be a great coach, and then learning how to make a great living as a coach, and really be an entrepreneur and a marketer, those are different modalities, okay? They're different strengths and skill sets. And a lot of the classic coach training schools teach you how to be great coaches. But the business and the marketing pieces are not touched on in a way that they need to be. And I started realizing this over the last few years and saying, something needs to be done, because I see this issue in the market. I see coaches coming through coach training and not doing it, like not making a living in the market. Like they just don't even know how to get a client. I've had many of those peeps who I went through school with who hired me because it just was lost on them. And then I see others who are, hitting the online marketing space and like, woo, I'm going to make 6 and 7 figures. It's going to be great. And they see all this pizzazz and hoopla around that, and maybe positioning themselves as coaches and experts and all that. But they don't even know what to sell to their clients. They wouldn't even know how to be a coach if their life depended on it, because they just don't have that structure. They don't have any real guidance around that. And I started getting like frustrated. Then I started getting pissed. And you know that your anger leads you someplace. So that's a tip for all of you who are moving into entrepreneurial markets and wanting to create things or work with a specific niche or target. Usually when you have like anger or frustration around something, or real passion, you want to do something, that's a sign. That's a sign that that's where you're supposed to be going. That's where you're going to be able to serve your audience really, really well. So that's what it was for me. I said, something has to be done. I've invested so much time, so much energy in learning how to do this, getting clients in the door, growing my business, but yet I had to get them from all these different places. And I said, how awesome would it be for me to put something together that was like the one-stop shop for coaches, for new and aspiring coaches? Like that was what it was for me. I said, this has to happen. This has to be done, because it's just, I don't see it happening right now. And I still see so many people struggling, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So here we are. Now let's go through some of these skills and tools that you're going to need if you're really going to be a rock star coach. Yay. Cool. And I just see some people chiming in. Tanya, yay, same mentors. You're in the Washington, D.C. area, Maryland. Awesome. Hey, Tanya, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, some of my mentors have been, Allie Brown has been a longtime mentor of mine. If you listen to her Glambition Radio podcast, which I love, I was a guest back in January on her show. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. You'll get more of a sense of who I am and the path that I've been on. Fabienne Fredrickson was a big influence in my life. I was in one of her Platinum Mastermind programs a few years ago. And then I've worked with book writing coaches, publishing coaches. I published my now best-selling book, Get Gutsy, in January. So it's been quite a road. And I'm at that stage in my journey where I really, this is the next step for me, training the next generation of coaches. Because guess what? I actually want to be bringing some coaches into my business as well, helping my clients, really looking at how I can train those women who would want to be doing some work within my business, or would just simply want me to take you under my wing and teach you what you need to know to be an amazing coach for your people, or a little of both. There's just so many opportunities now, and you get to this point where you're tired of waiting for someone else to figure it out. And I'm at that point where I'm like, I'm doing this. It's time. It's our time. All right, so let's look at the skills and tools. I get asked this a lot. And what I want to do is I want to share my screen, and hopefully this will be clean. Now, if some of you, the last time we hosted one of these, some people were having problems seeing the actual slides, and it's usually due to your internet connection, which is nothing I can do about that. So if you're having a hard time seeing the slides advance, just listen to my words, okay? Don't worry about that. Don't get sidetracked. Just listen to what I'm saying. The training is gold. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen here and talk you through some of these skills and tools. Then we're going to get into some time for questions. I want to answer your questions. I see some of that in the chat, which is awesome. And then I'm going to tell you more about the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. If you have not checked that out yet, I want you to check it out. The gals who have already applied and gotten accepted are I love these women. I am so thrilled. And we're doing an application process because I want to make sure that we're an energetic match. I have learned on this through, I'm in my 8th year of business. I have learned that energetic match piece is huge. I want to ensure that everyone in here, we are soul sisters. We are doing this thing. And so we are doing this by application only. When I was putting this together, I was so surprised that so many coach programs, they don't have people even apply. And, not everyone is cut out to be a coach, and not everyone is cut out to be a coach within the work that I'm doing, within the model that I'm teaching, within this curriculum and this whole realm. And I want to make sure that we're all feeling good about it before we move forward. So that's just kind of a little backstory. All right, so let's do a little screen share action. See how this is. Okay, here we go. Boom, start screen share. All right, so I'm going to open this up, and hopefully we're seeing the screen. Okay. Yay! And as I said, as you have questions that are coming up during the training, just type them into the chat feature. I will check them out. I already see is Tanya saying you want to hear more about working in my business with you when you get there. Yeah, totally. I'm freaking psyched for that. Okay, so the first skill and tool I want to share with you, well, it's actually the second, because I shared the guided visualization, the centering, this kind of meditation tool that I led you through. And hopefully you felt how powerful that was for yourself. You really got in deep. We did the cool hand exercise. We pulled that apart. Now, I do have a background as a yoga teacher, so I feel confident teaching that, but anyone can really lead, a breathing exercise. Let's slow down. And I'm going to teach more about that definitely in the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. And this is the stuff that I just want you to feel really good about as you go out and work with your clients, because you have to be confident as you do your work. You have to feel, even if you're nervous and scared, we're always nervous and scared when we're starting to work with somebody new, or getting on stage for the first time to do something, or making an offer. The nerves and the fear, that's part of the deal. okay? But we have to be confident. We have to trust that we are being called to go in a particular direction. We're being led. And I will share with you, I am a very spiritual person. I don't align with a particular religion. I'm very spiritual though, and I do use the word God. If you're not comfortable with that word, you can substitute something else as I share this concept with you, but I'm going to use the word God. And it's this: God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called who say yes. I'll say that again. God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called who say yes. You have to be saying yes to opportunities in your life, even when you're scared or full of doubt. All right. So this first skill is about working with your clients to redefine their relationship with their inner critic. The inner critic could also be referred to as a gremlin, as a goblin, as the inner saboteur, as the inner censor. I've heard so many different terms for this. In my world, I call it the inner critic. Those of you who've read my book, Get Gutsy, know that I use the term inner critic. I use it quite a bit in that book. And there is a powerful shift that takes place when you help clients redefine this relationship with their inner critic. Everyone has an inner critic. I don't care how amazing you are, how much expertise you have, how much education you have. I had a client several years ago who was brilliant. I mean, one of the smartest women I've ever had the chance to coach, and very well educated, went to Harvard Law School. And yet she doubted her intelligence. She doubted her ability to do the things that she wanted to do, to create the life. And at that time we were doing career coaching. She doubted herself. And I mean, talk about, she went to one of the top educational institutions. And so we did a lot of work around her inner critic. And there's an exercise that I actually have taken so many clients through. I've gone through it myself. It's something that we're going to be exploring in depth in the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. And that is the process of really bringing a face to the inner critic, demystifying it, going through the process where you get clear on what that inner critic looks like, what that inner critic feels like, where it came from, and then going on, taking that to the next level where you start flipping it. You start flipping the script, and you reassign the inner critic to a new position within your world. It's really, really awesome. Okay. And this is a skill and tool. Again, we're going to go deep into it in the coach training school, because I mean, this is like multi-layers. I'm telling it to you right now, just to give you a sense of what this work would entail. Every person I have coached, and I at this point have coached so many, whether we've worked together privately, whether we've worked together, they've been in my courses, they've been in my programs, and even just my straight up courses, like Renee, who's listening to this webinar, she's in the Live Your Dream Challenge. We have our students in that course fill out accountability reports, and I'll see what they're bumping up against, kind of what they're focused on, that kind of thing. And I see such themes and trends emerge no matter what course it is. It's across the board. It's that inner critic. It's being able to move through the muck. And that's why my book, Get Gutsy, spends so much time talking about the inner critic and what we can do there. So this truly is a game-changing technique. It's something I suggest that if you're already coaching clients, this is something that you got to be looking at. It's the inner game. It's the mindset. And it's the biggest thing that will hold us back or allow us to move forward. And hold your clients back or allow them to move forward, okay? So that is the first concept I want to share with you. The next one, and this is huge, okay, for those of you who aren't really coaching yet, who are thinking about coaching and are like, oh my gosh, Jenny, I like what her business is all about. I love what she does. that would be so cool if I could do something like that, or if I could have something similar to that. You should know that while I do have a lot of information and I'm wise and I'm intuitive, I don't have all the answers to everything, but I know that my clients have answers inside of themselves. And a skill and a tool that you need to be really great at is to know when to ask your clients questions instead of simply giving them the answers. In classic coach training, in the classic definition of coaching, a coach asks empowering questions. And this is the time in the training where you can take a sigh of relief because you now know that you don't have to know all the answers for your clients or be a perfect human being. Isn't that great? So all you have to know how to do is ask empowering questions. That's it. And, give that wise counsel. I really think of myself more as a coach-sultant. I'm a strategist. I mean, I'm a coach. I'm a motivator. I inspire. But I also know a lot about business and the world of coaching and entrepreneurship and marketing. So I can give solid direction. But these asking empowering questions is huge, all right? So questions like, well, how about we go deeper into that? Tell me, what more can you tell me about this? Or where do you think this originated from? Or what do you feel the next best step would be? What do you think is holding you back here? That kind of line of questioning is super powerful because often your clients are just waiting for you to open up the conversation. They're waiting for you to give them permission to know. And so what we want to do is empower our clients to be empowered, to say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make that phone call. And then maybe at some point you as the coach will say, okay, let's look at when you're going to do that. How about before we talk again? Or how about by tomorrow? Before it's so you come up with plans together. You come up with the strategy, with the approach. It's really, really awesome. And empowering questions is huge. This is another element we're going to get down and dirty into in the Get Gutsy Coach Training School, where I'm giving you a list of empowering questions you can use. And we're going to play with this. We're going to have a lot of time to practice our coaching. We're going to do coach demos, that whole thing. Because, the women who want to really work closely with me, especially within this offering, you want to be good. You want to be good at what you do, because your reputation follows you. You can kind of fake your way through some stuff for a short period of time, but after a while, that will catch up with you. And so I want to work with those who want to be pro. You want to be great at what you do. You want to be solid. You want to wow people. You want to take people on that transformative road that they are desiring to go. All right, so this is a huge list for those of you who can see the slides right now. This is a list of skills and tools. And if for some reason you can't see this list, I'm going to tell you what I see here. And then you can also check out the information page for the Get Gutsy Coach Training School, because these are all listed in our curriculum. This is what I'm sharing right now is the second piece in our curriculum, which is all about skills and tools. All right, so skills and tools like acknowledging and validating, moving through energetic blocks, planting seeds, listening. Okay, to be a great coach is to be a great listener. I want to teach you how to reframe situations. People might come to you and be like, this is the worst situation ever, XYZ. And so we listen and we can reframe and say, okay, well, definitely that is one way of looking at it. But how about this other way of looking at things where this was a major learning opportunity and you got a chance to see that you could be doing this particular task, but you don't really want to. And there's someone else out there who you can hire or have a conversation with, so it's not allowing your clients to come and just bring like this victim and, want energy all the time, but holding that space for them. You can use skills like accountability, which is holding your clients accountable for what they say they want to do, which is a huge piece of a coach. All right, back to that acknowledging and validating piece. I want to just make sure you understand what that is. Acknowledging and validating is like that one tool will actually change the world if we were to do that with everyone, with those people who were really important to us, especially with romantic partners, children, certainly clients, team members. Acknowledging is saying to somebody, I see you. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I want to acknowledge you for coming to this meeting today. I know that it was really hard for you to get here. I want to acknowledge you for getting here. And the validating piece is, and you know what? It's perfectly understandable that you would feel overwhelmed right now because you have had a wild week. You got, your car got knocked into, you got a speeding ticket, like whatever it is. But it's that acknowledging and validating piece. People just want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be held up. Life can be pretty intense. And so as coaches, if we can listen to people, we can acknowledge and validate. We can help them visualize a brighter future, their optimum outcome. We can help bottom line situations. Now, if you're building a business like I had built mine, or you want to, I did a lot of coaching sessions. I'd have packages where I'd have, they get a certain number of sessions and a certain time of the sessions and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you'll have a client who'll come on and they want to just talk and they just need to vent, and you need to know when you just want to let them go, kind of just like let them share like that, and when that just becomes an unhealthy habit and you need to help bottom line, because you want to get major traction out of that 30-minute session, 45-minute session. You don't want it to just be them recounting some story. So you have to learn this skill of bottom line, where you say, hey, you know what, I just want to cut in here, Josie, and say, I hear you. I can hear your frustration with this, or I can hear how excited you are about this. What's the one takeaway you want me to hear so I can help you move forward? What's the one question you have about moving forward? That would be an example of let's just bottom line this thing. And something that I've done in my business that I definitely want to teach my peeps more about is that we actually will have, I call it a celebration and focus form. And we have clients fill that out, those clients who are in my business adventure school, this mastermind, a long-term mastermind that we have enrollment for that starting in the fall. We have them fill out a form so they can give us their top wins, their questions, any stuff they want to share with me. They put it in the form. So by the time we get to the call, we go right to the heart of the matter. It's really, really powerful. So I've just learned, I've been doing this long enough to see what works. I've been testing things with my clients, and these are just some skills and tools that you have to know, or else if you don't have this stuff, it's very hard for you to hold the space for your clients to get the results they say they want. Okay? See what I'm saying? That's why I started getting really frustrated with people calling themselves coaches, and then you see all these people getting mad and spewing hate on the coaching industry because they're I paid all this money to a coach and they didn't help me, or they didn't know. And some of that is just total victim and conflict energy, but sometimes it's because that coach really might have been out of his or her element. They didn't know what they were doing. And if you lack these skills and tools, then you don't have that foundation. That's a very slippery slope. All right. And if you're an inspiring person, another great skill and tool that you have in your toolkit is to simply inspire your clients, to inspire them to go deeper. If you are just inherently motivational, that's going to be really, really big for you. And there's ways that you can share your inspiration and motivation. I do this through my regular content that I'm creating. We have a regular newsletter that we send out, and we do videos, and I'm writing, and I do, if you follow me on social media, you see that one of my gifts is inspiring and motivating. So I definitely use that as a skill and a tool. I'm always putting that stuff out into the world because it makes me feel good. I know it makes an impact with my tribe, and that's a skill and a tool that you can have in your toolkit. I have a client who's amazing. We've worked together off and on for several years, and she's in one of my programs right now. And she is inherently so motivational and inspiring, and she she's now putting out regular content on social media with that. And I love what she's putting out. And she didn't really realize that that was a value. And I told her it's a total value. It's a total value. So now she's doing it because she's seeing that, like, yeah, people want this. All right, so I am going to come back to the video now and take any questions that have come up during the presentation so far. I want to hear anything that came up for you about the skills and the tools, just anything so far. You can just type in there about whatever. And if we don't have any questions, or if they just come in, you know, we'll tackle them as we move and groove. But this is really about you. This is about you. And then I have some more skills and tools that I'll share in a bit. All right, but I want to make sure we're tackling any questions that have come up now, like things that you're dealing with clients. If you've been working with clients, with business, how do you get things set up? Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Anything. Like, you have my brain. All right, use me. And it's so funny. I have this huge printer. Let me see. I might be able to show it to you. Let's see if I can show it to you. It is massive, and it's just been like, this printer makes me feel like I'm like a real business owner. You got to see it. I will show it to you. Do you see it? Look how big that thing is. Whoa, it's big. I love it. It prints so fast, and it just was doing some kind of update or something. I don't even know. It was like on. It was talking to me. It was kind of hilarious. But anyway, you see my printer, and it's a great machine. I feel like I just think about something printing, and it's printed it. It's really smart, the printer. All right, so it doesn't look like we have questions. I know Tanya had one about working with me in my business. So if you have any other questions, just, you know, allow them to come. And while we're here today, I can answer them live with you. Okay, so what I want to take a few moments with now, before I get into those final tools and skills that I want to share with you today, is more about the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. Okay, so let's see. Just pulling up my screen here. All right, here it is. Get Gutsy Coach Training School. You all can go to getgutsycoachtraining.com. Darcy, if you can just type that into the chat feature so they have the link. And then, Darcy, for those future webinars, let's just put the URL up there in that main area so people can see it. Super easy. All right, so if you go to getgutsycoachtraining.com, you are going to see what this program is all about. What this offer and this opportunity is all about. This is your chance to be the next generation of coaches who are making a difference and a great living. This is it. You know, this is it. I got the download to create this offering. It's been in the back of my mind for 2 years, and now is the time that I've made space to make it real. And it's just, I've been acknowledged and validated for the creation by the women who've already applied and stepped forward, because they are just amazing women. And I know that for those of you who have not checked this out yet or are thinking about it, I promise you that this will be a game changer for you. This is the chance for you to step into your highest calling as you share your coaching gifts with clients you adore. This is your chance to work with clients while you're still in training. I mean, some of you are already working with clients, but some of you are like, Hannah, I don't know. You'll be working with clients while you're still in the training. You're going to learn how to earn a great living from me. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur. I'm not just someone who has a coach training school and I'm trying to just churn out coaches without real thought about, are they going to be able to make it in the world as a coach? I've been making it in the world as a coach. I want to help you make it in the world as a coach, perhaps in addition to the work that you're doing now as a massage therapist, as a direct seller, as a financial advisor, as a social worker or a psychotherapist. I mean, you name it. There's so many different paths into coaching. If you feel it's your calling, then you need to listen to that call. This is an online learning immersion. We do have some in-person live elements that you are totally welcome and encouraged to come to, but it is 100% online if that is all that you want. You can train to become a coach from anywhere in the world. Now, I want to just kind of give you the top line vision of the program and then invite you to go deeper into the course offering so you can really sit with it and take action if you're feeling called to do so. But know that the class starts April 8th. So we have just under 2 weeks before we're going to start this inaugural class. I know that we're going to have some great gals assembling this inaugural class, and we already have a cool crew starting to come forward. And I want to make the invitation to you to join us. That's what I'm doing right now, is to say, hey, if you're tired of kind of wondering if this might be for you, or if you're tired of maybe saying you're a coach, but not really getting paid for your coaching expertise, or just not really understanding how this thing works, or not knowing how to package your services or get money in the door, or know what your boundaries or policies or procedures are, that you're even allowed to have that, then you need to be a part of this. If coaching is calling your name, then step forward for this. My team and I, we're going to take really good care of you. This is a call to arms for new and aspiring coaches who desire to coach from a foundation of strength, skill, and strategy. This is all about giving you the tools, skills, and business blocks you need to confidently step out as a coach, as your new career, or as a supplement to the work you're doing now. All right. So you can earn a great living doing the work you were put on this planet to do. You can work with clients all over the world through the phone, through Skype, or in person. And when you work in person, it could be where you're located, where your clients are located, or perhaps in some exotic destination that you really want to go to. All of that is possible. Coaching is an amazing industry. It really is this magical spot, and it has grown by leaps and bounds. Like, the growth has been exponential. That's why so many people are, jumping into this bandwagon. But what I'm looking for those women who want to take this seriously, who really want to learn how to do this thing called coaching, how to be a coach, and how to make a living as a coach. That's what it's for. So if you're looking for a cutting-edge curriculum, this is for you. If you're committed to becoming a well-trained and masterful credentialed coach, this is for you. We do have an option to get credentialed. If you perhaps are working internally in some kind of company within a corporation, and you want to develop a strong corporate culture, coaching culture within your company, this could be for you too. It's really, really, it's spectacular. That's it. And of course, when you become a coach, you become a master communicator. It helps you in all of your relationships. It has helped me tremendously in my marriage, as a mother, as a friend, as a business owner, all of it. It's really, really fantastic. So when you go to getgutsycoachtraining.com, you'll see it all. You'll see that the curriculum, we focus on 3 golden keys. I want to make note of these so you understand the journey that we're going on. The first one is the coach's path. This is your sacred calling and opportunity. Being a coach it's amazing, and it's also, it's intense. It's not for the faint of heart. You have to be a leader. You have to be stepping forward from a place of wisdom, authenticity, strength. And so the first piece of our training, we're going to look at this call that you have, the opportunity that you have. It's a personal growth path. We're going to be peeling away some layers. We're going to be really stepping into what it is to be a coach, not just call yourself one, to be one. Okay? To be okay with standing in your power, to polarizing some people with your message and with your approach, to bringing some people to you who are just going to go crazy for what you have to offer, and others who are like, no way. And to know that that's okay. I'm going to strengthen you so that when you get your big fans, you're super psyched, and when you get those critics, you're going to be okay. You're not going to totally crumble and fade away. The second phase of the training looks at these skills and tools. We're going to spend a big crux of our training here, so that you can practice coaching. All right, we're gonna be practicing straight up in the training. We have plenty of group coaching calls built in. These calls, we're gonna be doing demos. You're gonna be listening to me coach. I'm gonna be listening to you coach. We're gonna be playing, we're gonna be giving feedback. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I want you to get through this training and feel so confident as a coach. And the confidence is through practice, not just through ego, right? Like, you've practiced, we're gonna be practicing. And the third phase is how to make a great living as a coach and a marketer and an entrepreneur. It's all of it. It's all of it. And that's where most coach trainings fall short, because they don't touch on the business piece. They churn out great certified coaches. You know, that's what I went through. I was like, awesome. I had to invest tens of thousands of dollars, lots of hours, lots of times on planes, going to meetings. I mean, I have been around this country so many times, no regrets. But wow, I said, there's got to be a better way. There has to be a more efficient way to deliver this information to women who are where I was back in 2008, when I was just getting started on this path. And so that's why I created the Get Gutsy Coach Training School, was to solve a need in the market. So when you go through the page, you'll see these, the curriculum really built out. I mean, we put a lot of information there, because we want you to see what you're going to be learning. We want you to see how the curriculum is getting delivered. We're going to be doing weekly training lessons. All right. So, and the training lasts, the crux of the training lasts for 4 months. So during those 4 months, you're going to get a weekly lesson for the first 3 weeks of the month. And then the final week of the month will be like a integrate and breathe week, where you can take in the information, you can be practicing your coaching, doing things like that. But the way that we're rolling out the curriculum is going to be very powerful for this course. And you should know that I taught so many courses at this stage in my business, and it's something that I do really well. I take it seriously. I really use my brain to think about, how do my peeps need to get this information, and how is it best going to be received? So that's how the lessons will go out. They'll be by audio or video. You're gonna have some worksheets that go along with each lesson. So if you're like me, you like to see things in writing, it helps you capture the data, capture the concept. We're gonna be providing those worksheets to you. We'll have plenty of Q&A calls, these group coaching calls, and the coaching demos, which I mentioned. So we're gonna be practicing. You're gonna get plenty of space and time to play with this idea of being a coach, so that when you're doing it, like, you have to be the leader. You have to be one holding the space for your clients, okay? And this is where I see a lot of my clients who want to get into this space, they just don't know how to do it yet. And so I'm helping you wrap your head around this and practice, practice, practice. We're gonna give you tons of work samples and resources and tip sheets, like a client intake form, a list of empowering questions you can use during sessions, package and pricing examples, tools from my book that you might want to use with your clients, sample offer form for those of you wanting to lead live workshops with your work, which I definitely recommend. It's a great way to get clients. It's a great way to launch courses and programs. Those of you who want to host retreats and workshops, will give you tips on doing that. Those of you who want to host, teleclasses, webinars, kind of previews for the work, which has been a huge way I've grown my business since I started. We'll tell you how to do that stuff. We want to set you up for success. You're going to get access to some of my courses so that you can experience them for yourself, and that you can also use them as a model, an inspiration for what you could be creating in the world, with information that's just in your head right now that you think is no big deal, but is actually a really big deal, because your people don't know what you know. Okay, so you'll have access to that. We're gonna have a private connection forum, which you'll love, because you can meet with all these amazing gals who are in this program. And then I wanna make sure that you're clear on the bonuses that we have. We are hosting a live coaching masterclass in July here in the Berkshires. I live in Western Massachusetts. It's a gorgeous spot, and we're gonna come together live. Now, this is a bonus. You don't have to come to this if you're in this course, but I recommend it. We're gonna be really going in deep on your coaching skills. We're gonna ensure you feel confident using the tools available to you. And then, of course, you'll be able to buddy up with the gals who are in this program. Nothing really takes the place of in-person connection. So you'll get a spot in that live coaching masterclass. You're also going to get a spot in my Tribe Building Bootcamp, which is a course that will run live in September. So when we finish our journey in, late July together, you'll have a month to just kind of chill and, be coaching clients and integrating this information. And then you'll get to step it up and really go deeper into the business piece of this in the Tribe Building Bootcamp. So you'll get a free ticket into that. It's a 4-week course. You're going to love it. And then, if that's not all, you'll get to come hang out with me in October at my annual live event called Alchemy Live. It's again here in the Berkshires, Western Massachusetts. We're about 2 hours from New York, 2 hours from Boston. The event is going to be at a legendary, it's like a mansion. It's an estate from the Gilded Age. It's spectacular. This is not some boring hotel room with no windows. This is a connection back to nature, a connection back to the earth, a connection to luxury, a connection to beautiful things and beautiful experiences. And the purpose of Alchemy Live is to connect you into this crew of women who love the work that I'm doing, who are of like mind, of like spirit. They're not only coaches. I attract a good number of coaches, but they're movement makers. They are change makers. They are women on a mission. And Alchemy Live really teaches you how to be a businesswoman, take your movement to the next level using the magic of marketing, your story, your mission, your energy. It's really spectacular. So you'll get a ticket. It's a 3-day event, and I can't wait to see you there. And I will say that we have a few fast action bonuses remaining. Those of you who apply and get accepted, we have bonuses remaining. You will get a private 60-minute call with me. It's a message marketing and systems call. I just did one of these today for another client in a different program. It was super powerful. We can do this by Skype or by phone. We can figure out what works best, but we did one of these today. And I'm gonna help you map out your magnetic message and really look at the systems that you have alive in your business and look at your marketing approach so we make sure that you have a plan and that you're really going to do this thing as a coach. Okay, so that's the course in a nutshell. Okay, and what I want to share with you now is that you can get certified. Those of you who want to get certified, you totally can in this course. You can, let's see. Just looking at that right now. Those of you who are interested in that, we have information on that. Because some of you are like, you are discovering right now, like, do I want to get certified? Do I not want to get certified? So we have that option. It's available on the site. And those of you who want to do that, that's really for Tanya, who wants to know about working in my business. That is the way that I'm going to be looking at those women who really want to learn the ins and outs of coaching. You can really go the distance and go for the certification. And there's the tips on how you're going to be able to do that. You have to have a certain number of coaching hours. You'll go through a review process. And then once you've done that, you're going to coach me for your final review. And then I'll decide if you're eligible for certification. And you can become part of my referral network. Everyone who goes through the course and graduates, you will be known as a graduate of the Get Gutsy Coach Training School. And those of you who want to go for the certification can. All right. So lots of cues on the question, because I know this is there's a lot to it. And I will say that yes, we do have the application process. If you want to check that out, what you would do is you submit your deposit, you fill out a questionnaire, and then you can let me know if you want to get on the phone and we can have a conversation. Any questions that aren't answered, I'm happy to chat with you on that. And then once you're approved, you're in the door. This investment level is really, really affordable. I looked around what's happening in the market and I wanted to make sure that we are putting together something that's huge for you. And so the value of the program is massive. And the investment is $3,500. This is a one-time fee. We're not asking you to, recertify down the line or pay extra for certification. And we offer pay in full, and we also offer a deposit and monthly payments. So there it is for you. I want you to be able to see that. I want you to be able to see what we have for you. And just know if you want my help in becoming a coach, I'm totally ready to do so. I also want to go through more of the skills and tools. And let's see. Okay, and then to the person, I'm just going to tackle this comment head on. I don't know if she's still here. You might not have missed, you might have missed the piece in the training where I was talking about the skills and tools. But if you don't like the ums and the cools and me showing you the printer that I use, then we would ask you to leave, all right? If you can't appreciate what I'm doing, then goodbye. That's a victim and conflict energy that I don't allow into my energy field. So thanks for being here, and goodbye. And gals, those of you who are still here and appreciate what I'm sharing, that is the way that you handle someone who is not aligned with your message and can't appreciate what you're doing and what you're sharing with the world. So, which is the perfect segue for the next piece of the training. The next piece of the training, which is about victim and conflict energy. Present to everyone. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. So you must steer clear of victim and vampire energy as you grow your coaching business. What that person did, and thank you so much because you've been a teacher to me during this presentation, is that person was not an ideal fit. And you are going to have them on your journey. You will. So that person very clearly, as we saw in the chat feature, is not somebody who we want in our awareness field. So I'm actually going to delete that comment. I just did, because that person just came and wanted to affect the energy of the group. What she could have done was just leave. She doesn't like what this is all about. She could have just left. But instead, she wanted to let me know and kind of just shift the energy of the group by throwing up on the forum. And I don't allow that. I don't allow that. And you've got to be really clear about what you allow, the types of people you bring into your life. And that is why the path of a coach is so intense, because you will attract all kinds. And I've had plenty of clients, prospects, people who come to the door, and you just know inherently, you just know, oh no, we're not doing this. We're not. You've got to be able to listen to your body about those clients you want to take on and those clients that you don't want to take on, because it becomes your life and it has a real impact on what you do in the world. I will tell you, the more that you show up and do your work in the world, the more you will attract some amazing opportunities, some amazing growth. And then you'll also attract those people who want to throw mud at you because you're shining a light on something that they are uncomfortable with in themselves. It's a mirror. Everything that we're doing is a mirror. I've definitely learned this through, now that I've published my book. Anytime you do something, again, like the vast majority of your people, they're going to love it. And then you'll get that small percentage who hate what you're doing. They don't like that you use certain words, cool or like that person didn't like that I used that word. I have people who have commented on my book on Amazon. You know, they've left really, really mean-spirited things. And I got to the point where it was very much affecting me. And I just said, you know what, I'm not reading that anymore. And I talked to some of the top authors and thought leaders out there, and they just said to me, Jenny, stop doing that. So part of your work as a coach is to know how to steer clear of that type of energy as you grow your business, how to gracefully but firmly handle nightmare clients. So if you start an engagement with someone and you realize, wow, this person is always showing up late, this person never pays their invoice on time, or this person is just chronically negative or chronically not doing the work and wanting to blame me or what have you, you have to be having that inner wisdom to tackle that. Because I will tell you, if they're doing that with you and you're their coach and they've paid you to help them, do you think they're doing that in other areas of their life? You bet. You bet. So your job as a coach is to have uncomfortable conversations, but necessary conversations. Really call someone out and say, hey, you know what? I don't feel like that we're the best match. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to either refer you over here, or we're going to bring an end to this. This is the best thing for all parties. You have to be willing to walk through the fire as a coach, as a guide, as a leader, or else it will eat you alive. You won't be able to make it as a coach. And that's something I want to ensure that all the people who are working, with me closely, especially those of you who are interested in the Get Gutsy Coach Training School, that I will help you through that. And if you're not interested in the school and you just want to ask me questions about skills and tools and coaching, go for it. The Q&A is open. I've had that open the whole time. So I love being able to share. But I made it a rule that I teach those people who are respectful of me and my time and my energy. I have had a small number, but some who just, you realize this is not a match. And that is why you must have, that's our, I want to talk about this, boundaries, policies, and procedures to protect you and your clients. You must have agreements in place so that you know how things work. You need to have a straight up, client agreement. Here's the rules of engagement. Here's how things work. Sometimes people just don't know and they need to understand. It's like contracts. Anytime you sign up for some new service, there's often a contract, an agreement. You're on Facebook, there's an agreement to being on Facebook. You have said yes to this. You need to do the same within your coaching business. You need to have policies. What happens if your clients are late? If they reschedule under a certain amount of time? Right? All of that. What happens if they're late with their payment? What happens if all those things? We're going to touch on that for sure in the coach training school. You need to have boundaries around how your clients can get in touch with you. Phone calls, texting, email, Facebook. Have it all laid out. If you don't, again, your energy starts just depleting and you wonder how the heck you're going to keep this thing going. All right, that's why a lot of coaches don't make it. I don't want that to happen to you. And that's a protection for you and your clients, because you want to be of the greatest service to your clients and to the world. And you still have to be of service to your family and to your soul, all of that. Okay. Now, I do want to make a point about the power of homework between coaching sessions. This is really when the magic happens. This is when the magic happens. It's not just what happens on the call during your session. It's what happens between that. Renee, who is a student in another one of my courses, I think she's on this webinar now, she was earlier, she just shared that she's made some major traction in 5 weeks. And she's doing a self-study course of mine called the Live Your Dream Challenge. Those of you who read Get Gutsy, you know a lot about the Live Your Dream Challenge. Major moves. And the move that she's made is by doing the homework that we offer up in that course. So homework has been a crucial piece of the coaching journey that I take people on. And it's something I'll suggest to you as you coach your clients, that you offer your clients homework between sessions. Okay, that's when they can put the concept to life. That's when, and it can be organic. You don't have to be like, well, my homework for session number 3 is going to be blah, blah. Sometimes you lead people through a system and a real approach, but often it's just organically coming up in the session where you say, you know what, your homework, before we connect in again, you're going to write out the job description for this position you want to fill, or you're going to make that phone call, or you're going to book in a massage or a pedicure, or you're going to call that person and have the conversation, or you're going to send that email. How do you feel about that? Getting that buy-in from the client. That's really, really important. But that homework that's really when the magic happens. That's why when you start packaging your offerings, you're going to be able to package not based on the number of hours that you're spending on the phone with somebody, but by the transformation, by the value that you're bringing to the table. Okay? You get that? I hope that's clear for all of you. Again, any questions, I want to open it up. The chat function is open. I want to help you get the information you need. Tanya, I hope your question got answered about working, how it's going to be as I'm training this next generation of coaches, how I envision that playing out. If not, let me know. Just if you're still here in the chat function and you have a question around that, let me know. I want to help you get the information that you need to really make it as a coach. Any questions you have about Get Gutsy Coach Training School, let me know. I am here for you. And then if you know that you're going to apply, you're going for it, great. You pay your deposit, fill out your application. Let me know if you want to get on the phone. We can do that privately. And then if it's a fit, we're moving forward, you're in. And we begin April 8th. It's going to be spectacular. So this is your chance. Come in. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know any questions or just like an aha that you got from this training. What was an aha that you got from our experience today? Anything that you want to share, I am all ears, as long as you're respectful. That is my boundary. Be respectful. As I say to my kids, be respectful. You can disagree with certain people, but you need to be respectful. And what I also have learned, a tip, is that in any situation, you're going to, there's certain things that you're going to be able to take away, and what I've learned is if you can take one thing, just one thing from any situation that you're a part of, that's good. Like, you're doing pretty well. Some people, like that gal who was on the training earlier, who wasn't happy to be here, wasn't happy with how I was performing up to her expectations, she couldn't take anything from this. She might have had a view, and this would be something that we would deconstruct within the coaching program, because you're going to have these clients. I promise you will get those. So you realize this is just not a fit. It's not a match. And you have to figure out how to either get out of that engagement or just say no from the get-go. A tip for you as a human being is to move through life in a way where you can take something from a situation that you wish was even different, but you can still take something from it, because that's what kind of person you are. That is the mark of a successful human being, that no matter what situation you see in the world, you can take something from it. You can take something of value, even if it is, hey, I didn't like how this person did X, and if I was to do it, I would do it differently. Great, that's a great lesson. That's not being a victim. So you've heard me talk a lot about victim and conflict energy. Come back to the video now. Let's see. All right. The energetic levels are something that I am a big believer in, a big fan of, and something we'll spend a lot of time on in Get Gutsy Coach Training School. The majority of the world is at that victim and conflict levels of energy. It's pretty intense. It's very obvious when you look at the news. If you were to watch the broadcast news, if you were to read the newspaper, the majority of the world is operating at that victim and conflict energetic space. Woe is me, and I want to fight you. Yeah? That's not where we're hanging. And that's not the space that you want to be, because you don't want to attract clients at that level. You have to be really pro at being able to decipher the energetic field and the energetic space of a prospect and of a client. Yeah? And stick to your guns about who's moving forward. That's why we have an application for Get Gutsy Coach Training School. I got to make sure that your expectations, kind of what I'm all about, like that we've got a match here. That we've got a match. I've, again, been doing this long enough to see when it's not a match, it just doesn't work. It doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve anybody. So that is That's my piece of wisdom for you. If you're thinking about becoming a coach, or if you want to layer this into the work that you're doing already, then you've got to get super strong on this. I have many clients who are in programs of mine, past, present, who will share with me, oh my gosh, I had this client and I had a prospect and I declined it. I feel so good. I feel like I dodged a bullet. I just knew that it wasn't going to be a match. Because you'll have plenty of people who will want to work with you, and all signs point to, oh no, you just know. And so please never do anything just for the money. Never do anything just because you need the sale. If you just know that this person, they already are not reading the details, they're not filling out the forms, listen to that. Watch what's happening. Listen to your wisdom. Listen to your guidance. It's huge. And the reason why you do that is because you want to be spending your time with people who adore what you're about, who want to learn from you, who respect you, who appreciate you, who appreciate your quirks, who appreciate your imperfections, all of it, who don't make you feel bad because you say every now and again and you say the word cool. Come on, why the heck would I ever want to work with a person like that? I wouldn't. So that person who spoke up, she just took herself out of the mix. Notice that when you have people coming your way too. Notice that the more that you say yes to those who are a fit for you and who are like, oh yes, we're doing this, the more you will grow, the better you will feel about your work. You need to be polarizing. You need to be polarizing. I am, I suppose, right? Thank you, Beth, for your comment. Thanks for the great call. Love hearing about the impact coaching has had on your entire life, not just your business. Love how you model dealing with challenging people live. Yeah, thanks, Beth. Thanks. Any other comments or questions? Again, go to getgutsycoachtraining.com if you want to check out more about our program. We are, the ship set sail on Wednesday, April 8th. Which, by the way, is my grandmother, Eleanor Prophet's birthday. And I do like launching things on auspicious dates. So we will be setting sail on Wednesday, April 8th. It will be amazing. It's going to be an intimate crew. I like to know you. I don't have courses where I've got like hundreds of people in there. I really like to have these the sacred circle that comes together and we know each other's names. You all get to know each other. You have soul sisters for life, and I want to really rock it with you. So if this is calling out to you, I can't wait to see your application come forward, get on the phone with you, talk about this being the next move on your amazing journey that you're on. Thank you so much for being here. I am hosting another webinar tomorrow where we're going to go into structuring sessions and packages. So if you're already signed up for that, I'll see you there. If not, stay tuned. We have stuff out around that. I'll be posting on Facebook with a link to sign up for that, structuring sessions and packages. If we're not already linked up on Facebook, come to my Facebook page, be connected with me there. And then I'll be hosting another webinar next week about attracting ideal clients, even if you're not tech savvy. So that's on, let's see, I think it's Wednesday, April 1st. And then the one tomorrow is Thursday, March, what is that? Whatever tomorrow is. I think today is, what is it? Today's the 25th, I want to say. So yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, March 26th. So that's happening. So I aim to give lots of high value content for those of you who are open. And if you want to go deeper and join in our inaugural class, it would be my honor and privilege to help you do this thing as a coach. If there's no other cues or comments, much love to you. Keep rocking. And thanks so much for being here. This is Jenny Fenig, helping you become a coach. I believe in you. I'm excited for you. And I am happy to have the chance to serve you today. Take care. Bye.